Welcome to our annual drive to check out some of the great Christmas lights in town. I'm feeling the holiday spirit, as you can probably tell. So here we go. Well, this is nice. Busy, industrious. Doesn't, I don't know. I guess maybe this is sort of an accurate representation of how things work in an atmosphere where these stars are falling and change speed based on the density of the air around them. I'm not really sure. It does seem like so factory-like. It's like these people are trying to manufacture Christmas spirit. Like, I'm pretty sure someone's grandpa died on Christmas, and they're just trying to say, like, no, we are going to make this happen. We're going to put 100 candy canes in our upper window. Our security lights are going to be changed to red and green, and then we're going to have stars going fucking nuts like you would not believe. And it's going to be a goddamn Christmas. I was thinking about hell today. What is hell? Because I think people think, oh, it's like this fiery pit of torment that's the worst thing ever. But I've started to think that maybe, much like this tree that seems to be decorated with extra rope lights from the aisles at a movie theater, hell is really a place where things are sort of right, but not quite. You can see there's potential to have an actual good something going on, but it's just not right, It's not hell, though, if you can't see that there was a possibility there. But it's just a little bit fucked up, a little bit warped. It's much scarier that way. You're rotten, Mr. Grinch. You're a filthy piece of shit. Your heart is all small. You're kind of a little tall for the people. I wouldn't shove a thing up your ass. Not even a 40-foot pole. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. Okay, so here's our idea. We'll have a reindeer, penguin, nutcracker guys, all kinds of shit, train. And what do we put inside the house, behind the window? A snowman. That should probably be inside. I think that belongs indoors. Of all these things, that one, more than any other, makes the most sense being inside your house. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the Christmas tree of Tron. Something that's funny about this? People will say, oh, what do you do? Do you, drive around and find the funny houses or whatever? Find some ridiculous houses? Do you just find them during the couple weeks before? Write them down? Keep track of what's going on? No. The answer to those is no. Here's what I do. Here's my process. My big process. I get a camera and drive around, because it only takes 2 minutes to find a house that looks like complete dog shit. Where the unplanned, unsanctioned lighting, if there was any kind of regulatory commission for lighting, it would say absolutely not to most homes. If you had to do as much to put up your lights as you do to build a deck and have someone actually come look at it, they'd say, no, absolutely not. This is not only looks bad, it's dangerous and unsafe and just unnecessary. So, it doesn't take any patience, which is why I can do it every year, because you just fucking go out there and I swear to God, it's like I'll leave my home and trip over a cord. And there I am, standing in front of a house with shitty lights. Here's a nice way to have it going. I have this theory. I think that there are some people who are into Christmas decorating, but only on a certain level. So then what you end up with is, one year we bought the white lights that go along the house. Then we bought the stupid candy canes that go. Then we bought one flashing pinwheel. Then the Christmas train the next year. And every year, it just builds a little bit more into what becomes a horrible conglomeration. It's a painting where the artist does not know when to walk away. You know what I mean? It's like, have you ever made a collage with a little kid? I don't recommend it. Because they start putting shit on there, and they think, well, if 5 things are good on here, 10 things are more good. I would have said twice as good, but kids are fucking dumb and they don't know math. But the idea is, some people just don't know that maybe they should do a one-in, one-out policy. If I get this new candy cane, maybe we don't need weird flashing fucking Santa in the window. Nothing says holiday to me like a bush where clearly what's been put on this bush is not lights, but a net made of lights just tossed over the way I make my bed in the morning, where it's like, I don't really care about being made. I don't care that the bed gets made. I mostly just want to return home and pretend that maybe tonight will be different. Maybe I won't be filled with misery and shame tonight. This is a new bed, But I see that half-assed blanket just fucking tossed on there, and I know it's not meant to be. Just like these bushes. Not meant to be. You're a dildo, Mr. Grinch. You're an awful, awful man. You're needlessly hostile. I would check into mental conditions, Mr. Grinch. You probably beat your dog, but I don't know. Wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Ah, nice. Got a tree. Got 2 completely different kinds of lights. A blue, slowly moving one, and a quick white one. How could we combine this into one element? Ignoring all the things we know about design. Harmony, matching, pleasing to the eye in a simple way. Oh, I know, we could just cram them on the same fucking tree and half-assedly do 1 branch of each. That's gonna make the perfect way so when I come home I think, holiday. Wow, this is going great for my life is really together. You know what I love about a nice icicle light arrangement is when they look so natural. Where they're just sort of dangling 3 inches below the gutter, 2-foot gaps of no icicles, or just ones that aren't lit up for some reason. All the other icicles have luminescence, whereas these are just hanging from nowhere. I mean, I guess, I don't know, nature, whoever thought nature would be symmetrical, Sometimes I think we get overdone with the symmetry because we like everything that's symmetrical. We like symmetrical looking cars. I see a car in this driveway. I notice that it's not on one side huge and on the other side tiny and with no mirrors or wheels. But that's not to say that maybe everything is best that way. Who am I to say? Who am I to say? There's a good one. Dual Santa, it's got those things you plug in that are made out of plastic. They look like they would go on top of an ice cream truck or something. They have 2 Santas. I always love that. They always have 2 Santas, completely different size. One looks like it's from the 70s, and one looks like it's from the 90s. One's all blown out from the sun, whereas the other one looks slightly less blown out, but the Santa, something's wrong with his face. It looks like he's just a little bit retarded. Like maybe he wasn't retarded, but then he grew into his retardation the way some of us grow into our feet or something as we grow older. I don't understand having 2 Santas in the same yard. Like, you have to already explain to a kid how can there be a Santa at the mall and at the other mall? Like, how is Santa spending all his lead-up time at the mall in my shit town, And then you have to say, oh, you know what, it's cool, it's because he has magic. Or you're right, that's not the real Santa, that's his helper. So having two in the same yard is just asinine. It makes no sense, you know? It's not like Halloween where you can have two skeletons because you think everyone's got a fucking skeleton, and maybe both of these skeletons just happen to have strategically placed spiders in just about the same spot on their body. It's not like that. He's like one guy, you know? Would you make a manger and whatever that's called with two Jesuses in it? I don't think you would. You have two Marys, two Josephs. I mean, I don't know, one of him was too many, apparently. No one really needed him, but there you go. You don't need two Santa. Throw out the old fucking Santa. Either you needed a new Santa or not, so just keep the one. You don't need them both. Wait for it. Oh, wow. Again. Wow. Oh, my God. Do you think it'll go again? Oh, my God, it did. Just when you think that maybe this is the last time the upper half of this tree will flash and make it look like some sort of electronic drumstick planted in someone's front yard, bone side down, just when you think maybe that was the last one it's got in it, pow! We get another one. This could go on all night. I could see why you would want that to go on all night in your front fucking yard. You ever see a house like this and you just wonder, like, I imagine even if the windows are covered, let's say they have blinds, because God knows if you had this going on in your front yard, you would very suddenly become very interested in having a real good set of blackout shades. I feel, though, that I would just have a presence, a dark presence on my mind. There's this hypothetical question, right? What if you could have your dream home, everything about it was perfect, everything about it that you loved, but it's 1 mile under the surface of the earth, and it's perfectly safe. Do you feel like you would feel depressed? I feel like if I was in this house, even not knowing that this is the horror that was occurring outside, I would still feel depressed. What a bastard. Mr. Grinch. You're a fucking fuck. You're the worst guy that I know. And I know some shitty guys, Mr. Grinch. I don't think I would do something with a 40-foot pole. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Na-na-na-na-na-na. I don't know why that line sticks with me, that 40-foot pole or whatever. I think because it sounds in a vague way like that thing people say where they're like, I wouldn't have sex with her with your penis. But it's not that quite. I really need to learn the words to that song. Because I don't think I'm very close to the accurate words. Okay. I mean, I can't quite tell if these people are into Christmas or not into Christmas and, want to make that clear, or they're undecided. As we get closer to Christmas, does the energy of people loving Christmas make the lights stay on? Is that what I'm to understand? This is like a miracle on 22nd Street, where once we all believe in that fat fuck Santa, then these stay on brighter than ever? Or, is this just from some weird Chinese factory where I hope to God, when I see something like this, I hope to God that these lights were assembled by someone who has no concept of Christmas. They don't understand what's going on or why someone would do this, because that's the only acceptable explanation for this, right? If someone made this who has experienced at Christmas in America or even westernized Europe, possibly parts of South America, I would be upset. Yeah, what I like about these, they answer that question. Why bust my ass putting up a bunch of lights when I could just plug in what's basically a tiny bounce house and just have a bunch of fans running in my front yard all fucking night? You know what I mean? Just plant that out there, plug it in, and let it ride. What the hell, you know what I mean? It's not like we've got any kind of limits to our natural resources that would say, oh, I don't know, maybe we don't need that in the front yard. Maybe we don't need an obese penguin paired with a tall, skinny penguin. And then, you know, just a bear putting some shit on a tree. I don't know. I don't get these inflatable things, man. You don't do this with other shit in your house. I guess there was a time, did we not learn the lesson in the early 2000s about, like, oh my god, an inflatable chair, what a great idea. And then you sit on it and you realize it's like sitting on a pool floaty for an hour, and you're like, oh, I soaked all the crevices in this in sweat, yet I'm not warm. How did that happen? Inflatable is not the fucking answer. That's all I'm trying to say. Inflating a thing with air is hilariously apt because it's completely empty. Okay, so let's just say we're in the future and you drive by my house and it looks something like this. One of three things is happening, and we'll go in order from least likely to most likely. Least likely, I love my wife so much that I indulge her insane Christmas habit. You know, I say everything about her besides this is so great that I just, whatever, I'll go for it. That's the least likely. Second least likely, slightly more likely, is that I'm in a situation where I hate my wife, and I think, you know what, I'm not into Christmas, but this keeps me out in the yard for, you know, a good 40 hours the week preceding Christmas. So that's a plus in my book. Then we've got most likely, which is I have been trapped in some kind of a home invasion scenario by my wife, and basically this is my signal to the world. Help. So if you see this, find help. Send for help. I need help. I'm alone, I'm scared, I'm being held captive against my will. I mean, holy Christ, you know? Holy Jesus fucking Christ! They bought out a store. There was a store where someone came to get lights, there was nothing left. And you've got nice purple and green going too. What, is this like a Christmas home? Or is this a Beetlejuice theme of some kind? What is this? I don't understand that someone's driving home to this and thinks, this is an okay way to have my life be. I feel when I see this that I've done the right thing. Also, this fucking tree over here, by the way, they do all this work on the house. I am instituting a minimum. If you're gonna put lights up the trunk of the tree and on the branches, you must do 100% of the tree. What is that? What part of the trunk is that that's got lights on it? 30, 25%? Not enough. Doesn't meet the Pete standard of 100%. Because you know what? Maybe I'm a glass half empty guy. But when you only got part of the tree covered in lights, all I'm thinking is, wow, that really highlights the part of the tree that's made out of horrible, ugly, poisonous wood made by nature. That horrible bitch that's been ruining my life since birth. Now here's a question. How long do I have to sit in this spot before you'll see all the different lights that can potentially illuminate this yard? Why are they going in the sequence that they're going? What mystery is being held? Are we watching an X-Files type of UFO encounter? Are these lights meant to do this? Is there a master switch of some kind controlling these lights? And again, I mean, this is basically the view from the house across the street, which I can honestly say has a tasteful display. They have a big window with a Christmas tree in it. So, I mean, the house across the street has been turned into hell because these people decided to have the wildest light show. I mean, this guy, he's like, oh, normally I do the Pink Floyd laser show, but you know, it's a holiday. I got the holidays off, so I wanted to use my professional skills, you know, to really cheese off the neighbors in a big bad way that they don't forgive me for throughout the entire rest of the year. I don't want to be forgiven anymore. I've gone that far, deep into my soul. I just can't take it. I can't take it. This life. This is my last cry for help to the world. This is me lashing out at others to say, you've let me down. You've let me down for the last time. I think that might be about all I can take for this year. I do have, though, this year is a little different because I wanted to end on a positive note, you know? I didn't want things to just go bad the whole time. So I'm going to take you, you know, where I like to go, what makes me feel good. So I'm going to head over that way. I wonder who sang that song. It was some famous guy or something, you know? Kind of sounds like the guy from Mr. Belvedere, I think. Streaks on the china, never mattered before. Who cares? When you drop kick jacket, when you came to the door, no one cared. That's almost a Christmas song to my mind. I don't know why. It seems Christmassy, Mr. Belvedere song. I don't know. I mean, that's just as good as a song about a fucking reindeer. All I know from reindeer is, you know, there was the Rudolph. They pull Santa's sleigh, and every once in a while someone will be like, do you want to eat reindeer meat? So they're either presented to me as these lively cartoon characters who make Christmas happen, or corpses. You know, a lot of people ask me things like, do you believe in any Christmas stuff? I mean, do you believe in God? You know, I think it's hard to have a nice Christmas when you don't believe in God on any level, because what's the point? I mean, it's kind of a celebration of that, you know? I mean, you can celebrate Halloween if you don't believe in ghosts, but it's not the same. I mean, it's not like we're saying, oh, this is the birthday of ghosts. It's just kind of a celebration of all things scary, you know? But when you take Christmas and you take sort of the meaning out of it, then what is it a celebration of, you know? Red, the colors red and green combined. Peppers, excluding the yellow ones. Stoplights, excluding the yellow ones. You know, and people will say to me stuff like, Pete, why are you know, you're so down on Christmas, it brings other people down on Christmas. It makes it hard to have a nice Christmas with you because you hate it so much, and I'm very conscious of how much you hate it. And I get that. I get that it's hard for people sometimes. But I have a place sometimes, too, you know? There's a place for me, too. A place I go when I'm feeling that the Christmas spirit is letting me down again. You know, every year it kind of happens. I start to feel that familiar creep of Christmas is coming and the goose is getting fat, which for me is code for I'm getting sad and alone. And I am wrapping presents that I don't think others are even going to enjoy, you know? So where does a person like me go, though? Where, you know, I can't go to Best Buy. You know, a lot of my normal havens are sort of overrun. Target, my normal place that I like to go to spend money in an unhealthy way for no productive purpose because I feel like it's going to help me get my life together. Just for example. So where does a person like me go? There's a place. There is a place. I'm gonna click off the light so I can sort of, you know, experience it in full contrast like it was meant to be. I mean, it's just as good as I remember it from a kid, you know? I remember coming here as a kid and thinking, wow. Well, thanks for taking the journey with me today, guys. It was a good one.
go whenever you're ready.
Could I get 2 double stacks, junior bacon cheeseburger, a medium fries?
Are you gonna get a drink? I'll make it a combo of $30.
I was gonna get a small frosty.
That'll work.
And could I also get a 4-piece chicken nugget with barbecue?
I'm sorry, you said a medium french fry?
Yeah.
And then your frosted chocolate was small, medium, large?
Small.
Okay, and then what else?
4-piece nugget.
Dipping sauce?
Barbecue?
Anything else?
That's everything.
884 first one, no, thank you.
Thank you.